Original, handcrafted oil painting in 8x10 on matte canvas. Captures a dramatic seascape on matte canvas. Dark, rain-heavy clouds loom over choppy blue waves, crashing against jagged rocks with a burst of turquoise and green hues where yellow sunlight pierces through. This striking, detailed piece brings the raw power of the ocean to life, perfect for adding coastal drama to any space. Hello, welcome to my shop. Today, I'm going to show you how I made this stormy sea. First, I printed out a photo of a stormy sea that I took myself. I always use my own photos as references when I paint. I find it helps me to stay true to the colors that I saw with my own eyes. I also find it fun to try and recreate my own photos, because then I know exactly what the painting is supposed to look like. And this one was really fun to do because there is so much movement in the water and in the clouds too. Now I'm going to block out the shapes quickly with some acrylic wash. This will just give me something to work with. And it'll help me get the feel for the painting. Acrylic wash is just water and pigment, so it's very easy to work with. It's also very transparent, which is why I like to use it for blocking out shapes. Once I'm happy with the shapes, I'll fill them in with some acrylic paint. I'm using a palette knife to mix the paint, and then I'm using a large brush to fill in the shapes. I'm working pretty quickly here, and I'm not worried about details yet. I'm just trying to get the general shapes and colors down. Now I'm going to go back in with some more acrylic wash, and I'm adding in some darker greens and some deeper blues. I'm trying to give the painting a bit more depth and atmosphere. I'm also using a smaller brush now, and I'm starting to add in some details. I am painting in some of the foam on the waves, and I'm also painting in some of the clouds in the sky. I am going to go back in with some white paint, and I am adding in some highlights on the waves. I'm using a smaller brush, and I'm being a bit more precise with my brush strokes. I'm also adding in some white paint to the clouds to give them a bit more definition. Now I'm going to take a break and let the painting dry. Once it's dry, I'll come back in and add in some final touches. I'm going to add in some dark greens and some deep blues to the background to give it a bit more depth. I'm also going to add in some white paint to the clouds to make them pop a bit more. And finally, I am going to add in some light blue paint to the sky to give it a bit of an ethereal glow. And that's it. That's how I painted this stormy. I hope you enjoyed this painting, and I hope it's inspired you to create your own art. If you're interested in learning more about my art or my process, be sure to check out my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.